Hi, everyone. My name's Anino, and this is my new one shot series that I totally did not rip off from Marvel What If called Elsewhere, where when the mood strikes me, I will be producing a one shot of a TTRPG of some type or another right here on this channel, the Wandering Society. Anyways, tonight is first of those one shots. It is a one shot of the Dresden Files, which will be GM'd by Shawtails. And this particular game is actually a offline game that we started about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and wanted to give streaming it a try and see how it goes. So I hope you like it. All of the characters are very, very interesting, and yeah. So without further ado, I'll let the cast introduce themselves, and we'll start with Jim.
Greetings, humanity. I'm Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and I am. What am I doing? I am playing Raymond Knudsen tonight, who is an agent for a company called Monarch Securities. They sort of handle supernatural things from time to time. He's a transplant from Norway, and is very, very kind. Way too kind, actually.
Too kind for this business.
You also, too kind for this business. But they still let him in anyway because he has, because of nepotism. Actually, he has some, shall we say, certain very specific connections to mythology in his family tree.
Awesome. Well, we will meet Raymond's little buddy soon, but up next is Leona.
Hello, making sure I'm unmuted. Hi, my name is Leona, and I am playing Maya, right? Just making sure. Yes, it is Maya. I have too many characters in my brain lately. Maya Chaudhry, who is a focused practitioner that uses her tarot cards to kind of channel her magic and do all kinds of fun stuff. And she's a very socially awkward dork in a wig today. So, yeah.
Captions disappeared, but anyway, thank you. And up next is Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah, Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios everywhere else. I use she, her pronouns. And for this game, I'm playing Marceline Olsen. She is a second generation soap opera actress who got everything on the merit of her own talent. Thank you very much. Nothing was handed to her on a silver platter.
I saw that character sheet. I think that's a lie. But anyways, moving on to the very blue collar character of the crew is Simon.
Hey, hello everyone. I'm Simon, he, him, otherwise known as Wandering DM. I play James Robert Brown, the cab driver who was touched by God and is now a second-rate ritualist. I don't know. He's very wow, words. Populist.
We love him. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
He is very salt of the earth. And
very thank you. That's what I was looking for. Wow, populist. I was out and left field. Words, brain.
Yes, we're totally on top of things here today. And lastly is Alyssa, our GM.
Hi, everybody. I am your friendly internet spinner of yarns and teller of tall tales, and I play everyone else. So, did you introduce yourself and your character, Anino?
Oh, no, but my character, Chao Vang, is the very vanilla, very bland human of the group. No interesting supernatural things whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally normal,
Right.
totally human.
Mhm.
He's a bit of an entrepreneur. His family came over from Thailand as one of the Hmong refugees, and is basically a in the agro business where he helps farmers take their product to the market, and he might own a weed shop as well. So yeah, totally normal, totally human.
Mhm.
Totally.
Totally didn't miss any information there, but all right.
Mm-hmm.
So, as with most games that I run, we are using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If at any point we stumble into territory that crosses the line for anybody, you can type in X in the Zoom chat. If we're kind of towing the line, but you're okay to have the subject in the game and just don't want a graphic description, that's where the N comes into play. And if you're just giving a soap opera worthy performance and are okay to keep on pouring on the drama, go ahead and type in O. And if you want to make sure it wasn't just a little too much, you can type an O with a question mark and we'll all respond accordingly and go from there. So, without further ado, it is late October in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Halloween is in the air. It is that transitional time, that liminal season between summer and winter. A lot of strange things have been happening. And are
Oh,
we having technical difficulties?
a little.
Oops. Hope not. Okay.
We're back.
Yay.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
All right. So, with all the strange things that have been happening around the Twin Cities over the past few weeks, I'm curious if your characters are making any special preparations for All Hallows Eve, or if they're just kind of going about life as usual. Some of you, life as usual may include making special preparations for such times.
It is our biannual review period at work, and so probably have been very busy with that. Depends on how close to the end of the month we are, to the end of the shall we call it October?
I suppose we should.
Yeah, we should probably call it October.
That's what they call it in vanilla mortal terms.
Yeah. We have this annual review that we have to do toward at this point in the year, beginning of fall, and then I believe there's another one that we do usually around the beginning of spring, because as we have some our management, our higher management has a lot of plates they have to juggle, and so
Indeed.
there's want to make sure that we've got everything running smoothly during the months in which some of them are less available.
All right. So Mr. Knudsen is quite busy with work.
I think, it's not so much the morning or afternoon of Halloween that's really busy for James. It's mostly the night and like the wee hours of the morning as I get to drive home. Countless partiers who are drunk off their butts to their place of residence, and make sure that they are safe from mundane and supernatural threats along the way. That said, last year I actually ferried around a very real goat person who ate part of my back seat. So I'm if we see James, like if we see a scene, it would be him covering all the seats with paper bags and duct tape and making sure that like even the roof of the car, like the ceiling of the car is like carpeted with plastic in some way so that
Okay.
nothing happens. And of course he has, his little um set of potions in his glove compartment in case, we never know when someone might need a pick me up, or I might need to blow something up.
Indeed. I imagine you're going to see a lot of colorful characters in your cab this evening.
Yeah, it's like the best time of the year.
I feel like Marceline was pretty busy with usual work. Like the grind doesn't stop. There, you got to put out those shows. But
True.
for Halloween
true.
itself, she might end up going to a party. We'll see what's around. We'll have to see.
All right.
Yeah, for Maya, it's similar. I think for her, she's probably, as a, for a higher magic person, she's probably got, a couple of jobs and gigs and side things that she's got to take care of. So she's probably doing a little bit of prep in that regard, because especially at this time of the year, the veil sometimes can get a little thin, and sometimes things can get a little extra creepy and out of hand. So I think Maya's probably doing her best to kind of be prepared for anything and the unexpected. But other than that, really, she's like, kind of want to put a costume together and go party. So she's kind of up for anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The tarot card reading's definitely popular at work Halloween parties this time of year.
That too.
So Chow's shop is making a killing at edibles this time of year. No one knows why. Maybe some people might know, but yeah, his shop is called Herbal Outfitters, and they are they're the only business in town right now that sells high quality edibles at affordable prices.
So you're the reason it's the busiest night of the year for pizza.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and
All
Doritos.
right. Well, Maya, as you're getting ready for your gig or your party or what have you, and you sort of you told me you hang something special at your door, some kind of ward. Would you like to tell the audience about that?
Oh gosh. I know we talked about this.
Yeah, the
another
lemon and
time.
chilies.
Oh yes. Yes. At the door to Maya's home is a very classic South Asian thing. It is a black thread with a lemon or a lime at the bottom and about seven red chilies on top, extra spicy and sour, and that hangs by the entrance to the house to kind of keep away anyone that might want to sneak in, any sort of spirits that might want to. The logic being that they like the sour and the sweet, and so they go to that instead. Or the sour and the spicy, I mean.
As you are making your way out for the evening, you notice that black thread is completely bare of chilies, and the lemon at the end, it's got some itty bitty teeth marks.
If it wasn't for the teeth marks, she'd be losing her shit. But for some reason, the teeth marks kind of make her pause for a second, because I'm pretty sure she might have seen these teeth marks before somewhere.
Perhaps.
Had the thread just been bare, she might have been like, "Oh crap," and she would have gone full on like, "Get rid of the ghosts" and all that. But is there any way that she can determine if someone is around?
That sounds like probably notice.
What? Let's do the thing.
Alertness.
Alertness is even better.
Yeah, it's called alertness. I keep forgetting it's notice in the other version of Fate. It's alertness in this one.
Alertness works. That is a 1.
All right, let me scoot these sheets over so I can see the chart here. Average. You don't notice anyone or anything in the immediate vicinity.
Okay. Science experiment time. She goes back inside to her kitchen, grabs another chili, another lemon, and just in case, a tomato. And she'll like take those outside and she'll just like leave them by her front door, and she'll like shut the door and like kind of like peek through the peephole to see what she can see.
Okay.
She's just gonna wait and see.
Sounds like a plan. All right. So, while Maya is waiting to see what happens with the various nightshades and citrus, I think we are going to cut to James. You see, standing kind of at a street corner, trying to flag down a cab, a couple of people in costumes. One is quite tall and dressed as a knight in full armor, and the other is short, maybe 5 feet, 5'1" at the most, dressed in an outfit that sort of resembles like David Bowie in The Labyrinth, but is wearing a jack-o'-lantern.
So like sexy Doulahan?
Maybe?
Okay.
Hard to say.
I mean, if they're hailing me, I will definitely stop and
Well, I
pick them
think
up.
they must be hailing you. There's no other cabs around.
Good. Yeah, no, I'll stop by
Okay.
and
So, yeah.
do any of them, sorry,
Go ahead.
do any of them sit in the front next to me, or do they both sit in the back? Just
That's a good question. If your back seat is open, I think they're probably both gonna slide into the back.
stay in the back. Okay, good. Just so I have like mental image of where they are. Awesome.
Yeah. And they give you an address to they say they're going to the Buddhist community center downtown.
Oh.
The Pumpkin King takes off his helmet, and underneath is a fabulous head of David Bowie-esque hair and pointy ears, like kind of goblin-esque, with multiple earrings in each side.
I'm like looking at them through the rear view mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very nice. Are they real?
Would
Earrings,
you
I
believe me
mean.
if I said yes?
Would you believe me if I said last year a goat man ate the very seat you're sitting on right now?
Yep.
Hey.
It's
Minneapolis, a very diverse city. I've seen a lot of different folks. So Buddhist community center, right?
Yep.
What's going on there tonight?
Oh, we're supposed to pick up a package.
So I guess you'll need to drive or ride back or elsewhere after. You know, a little work
Maybe.
security.
It depends if the box is ready yet.
So long as it doesn't damage the cab, I'm good with ferrying y'all wherever you need to go tonight. And I'll start my little like the machine. I don't know how to call it.
The meter.
Thing. Yeah, the meter.
All right.
And Simon doesn't know where that community center is, but I assume that James does.
Probably. I don't know the address off the top of my head. I just know that there is one. And because this is, fiction.
Yeah,
I make stuff up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the shortest route. I'm not going to try to extend the trip to get the squeeze more out of them.
Okay. As you are making your way expediently to the community center, you do kind of overhear bits of their conversation about something that went missing from a conservatory. And they're sort of speculating about who's going to be on the hook for finding and or replacing it. and um, and perhaps they're sort of wondering, well, maybe it'll just, it'll just turn up next summer.
I silently
It'll
curse
turn
the
up during
fact that
spring cleaning.
I will, in my mind, silently curse the fact that, of course, they're saying that out loud because someone out there wants me to help. I'll look into the rearview mirror and just say, you know what, I can help. What are you looking for?
The short one who sort of seems to be in charge.
Elvin Bowie?
Or the leader, yeah. Says, oh, nothing. It's just a box of, plant food.
Plant food?
Yeah.
So like fertilizer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You lost a box of shit.
Mm. Yep.
I mean, all right. Is it any magical? He's half trying not to laugh at saying that, but he realizes also that they probably both know of magic, or at least of the supernatural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a special formula. The boss lady was working on a project, and seems like someone may have gotten into her supply closet.
Oh. Well, like I said, I know a bunch of people that are very good at finding things. I mean, I'm also, all right, I guess. But I have a couple of friends who are very talented at what they do. And I mean, we could even do it for free. As a good gesture, being, the good Samaritans we are. I'm fairly certain that Mr. Knudsen won't mind using his company's resources for free.
No. You do us a favor, we do you a favor. That's how we roll.
Oh, favor for a favor. It's like those old folk tales about owing favors with the fae and everything, and then your whole life goes to shit because of that. You're not a fae by any chance, are you?
What makes you ask that?
I don't know. What's your name?
Mo.
Mo. All right. I always figured, faes would be less keen at giving out their. Is it your real name? You have to tell me if it's your real name.
It's the only one I use.
All right, Mo. Yeah, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours and all that. I'll do it for a favor. I don't mind. Honestly, you look like fine people, you and Mr. Crusader over here.
You can take off your helmet, bro. You're making people nervous. We don't want anybody to think you're just a soul attached to a suit of armor.
For half a second, I thought he was either that or the old man at the end of the third Indiana Jones movie.
And the tall, armored individual kind of raises the visor, and you do see like a pair of dark eyes, kind of like pale skin, but at least part of a human looking face.
Oh, I bet I know your name. TDH, tall, dark, and handsome.
Well, people say that, but I don't know.
So, what do you know about that literal box of shit?
Well, it's, she uses it to grow award-winning vegetables. And lots of them. Got a lot of people to feed back home. So,
Communal garden and all that?
yeah.
It's the right way to go. Well, I will definitely help you out. Once I drop you off at the community center, I'll give a call to the rest of my good friends. I'm fairly certain they'll all answer regardless of the time of day. We're good friends like that, through thick and thin and all that.
It's good to have those kind of friends.
I know. I would put my life in the hands of maybe 24% of them.
What the fuck?
Could be worse.
Oh, well, it's just that some of them are like friends of a friend. Anyway, I don't have to go through my whole backstory. You haven't even given me yours. Why am I so transparent tonight? What's going on? Must be a full moon or something.
It's my little brother. He's got that charisma.
Nah. It's working.
The short one says little brother, pointing to the tall one.
Oh, whoa, but wow. So where was this box last seen? And other details. Assume that I'm asking all the right questions. You know more about it than I do.
Last seen at the conservatory where we work. Went missing. There was kind of a little bit of a mess. It looked like some kids maybe were playing around. Hopefully they didn't take it to play some pranks.
How big was this box?
Not that big. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I was picturing a crate. I was like, kids were probably not going to hoist it up. Okay, yeah. Well, if it's small, then yeah, someone could have definitely pocketed it. You wouldn't have happened to have dropped a tracking chip in it by any chance? Just so I could give the old Google Maps a try. Nah, crap. Nah, I figured. All right. Well, we have very good bloodhounds in my friend group, and they'll sniff that box from miles away.
Of all the things to go missing from the supply closet, I wouldn't have expected it to be that. But what do you know?
I mean, on Halloween night, imagine if someone had stolen a chainsaw out of that closet.
Yeah, all things considered, could be worse.
It's just a box of seeds. I don't think we're going to have an issue. What's the worst that could happen?
I suppose we'll find out.
Famous last words.
Yeah, in my
So-
mind, there's just a quick flash forward of just us shrieking in fear.
Uh-huh. I was just like, oh man, you're dooming us. You're just like, I was just like, don't say it, don't say it. Oh, you said it.
Alright. So you drop them off.
And you know, like I told them, the moment they're off, I think I'll just find like either a parking spot or I'll stay
Yeah.
on the street, like on the curb, and I'll call everyone.
Okay.
I think we had a group chat that we established, right?
Yes, we do.
So texting, hey, Scooby Gang. I have a little job for us. It's it might take a few hours of our evening, but it's to get a favor from what I believe are the two nicest fae in the world. They lost a box of fertilizer. Oh, yep.
She Maya won't even wait for the box of fertilizer addendum text. She just reads that and immediately responds, "This entire message is suspicious."
What do you mean suspicious? They are fine individuals. And there's a blurry picture of them taken from my cab window.
You just get back like the number 1 and Faye with a question mark, and number 2 Scooby Gang question mark. Like,
Well, I mean, it's Halloween.
okay.
I'm gonna have a quick text will come in where it'll just say, "Is that a jazz thing?" Question mark.
Give me 1 minute. ... And then there's a meme picture of the Scooby Gang with just like our very poorly photoshopped faces with, of course, Anino's character name, Chow being the being Scooby-Doo.
Marceline text, delete that.
Cursed image. Oh, come on, you make a good Daphne.
What does it pay?
Oh, I heard that favors from the Fae are legendary. You can ask them anything. It's a good thing to have in our back pockets. And look, it's only to find a box of fertilizer. How hard will it be?
How do you even know they're Fae?
Pointy ears know about magic, and tall, dark vampire person in armor. I think they're Fae. They didn't really flinch when I asked them, so I don't know how Fae work.
Clearly.
I mean, they can't lie, right? Like, not outright, right? Right? Many question marks at the end of that sentence.
Technically.
I have a question. Do I have my is my friend with me, or is my friend not currently with me?
That's a good question. You you look around for your friend, your little mascot, and you don't see her at first, and then she appears.
Also, just on how close are we to Halloween?
Pretty close.
Very close. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if we've done most of what we need to do by this point, which I think we probably have if we're very close. But I'm just sort of looking down and just like, oh, and I just sort of will be holding the phone down and just sort of looking over. Hello, what have you been up to then?
Shopping?
Huh. Do you have stores that you can go to that, or are you going to human stores?
Do I look like I carry money? Like human money? It's so big.
It is right. Well, it's ethereal now in many ways. I actually just wanted to ask, do you recognize these blurry people at all? Sort of hold the phone for her.
Maybe.
All right, and he'll sort of go down and text back. Pocket might recognize them, not sure. Period.
So is that a good sign?
Maya's response is, I don't know, because Maya realizes that if Pocket is with Ray, who is outside her door? And she's gonna peek back through the peephole again. She's just like, shit!
You do, in fact, see a small winged creature with kind of a shock of, like, it looks like yellow and white fluffy hair, kind of like the dandelion head.
Okay,
Just like swoop down, grab the produce, and like fly away, like just like arms dragging down, like yeah.
I don't suppose that would have been way too fast for Maya to like sneak a photo, would it?
I mean, you can try.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, they are laden down with huge vegetables.
This is true. What would I roll for that?
Burdened with glorious produce.
Bravo.
Perfect. I would take alertness unless you have some other sort of speed reflex related skill.
I think that's as good as we're gonna get.
Okay.
Woo!
Superb. So you do snap a quick photo. It's slightly more blurry than the one that was posted in the group chat of the tall, dark, and handsome and miniature Bowie.
Okay, well, she'll send it to the group chat and she'll go, someone ate my. She kind of pauses for a moment to try and figure out the word. Fuck it. She writes the word totka, knowing that no one else is gonna know what the hell that is. And then she adds in brackets, my lemon and chilies that hangs by the door. Think of it like a award. And she'll add that in brackets. And she'll attach the photo to be like, does Pocket also happen to know this one?
Oh no. And he'll just sort of turn down. Oh, is this I'd like to know if you're acquainted with this individual.
I I think that's Leo.
This text could be Leo? Question mark.
Sure.
Is he wearing a
She's like,
bow tie?
Was there a bow tie? Question mark.
Was there a bow tie?
Yeah, you might have caught a glimpse of a little bow tie.
Maybe with a question mark.
There may have been a bow tie.
Oh, well, if there was a bow tie, that's Dandy Leo.
Ah. If bow tie, then Dandy Leo. Is there a hyphen in there, by the way, or is it?
I don't know.
It's
I don't
send-
write.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Maya just kind of like looks at the phone, just like thunks her head against the door once and goes, "Fuck it, where are you all? I'm coming." I can't just like I'm done with this shit. They're gonna keep eating lemon and chilies if I keep staying here and trying to do things. So I'm just going to come wherever all of you are.
I'm in my car at the community center.
She'll head on over there if there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah. Otherwise, if people want me to come pick them up,
Yeah,
all right, I'm going to
meet
pick
you.
up
Sure.
everyone.
I can meet you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can meet you. Period.
I was just gonna text.
Look back down the pocket. Do you want to go on a ride? I think they have something. Apparently, there's a deal of some kind. Well, hopefully not a deal.
Oh,
Favors
no.
being exchanged. That strikes me as something that perhaps we might want to make sure doesn't go too far. Would you like to come along?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Am I going to be in trouble?
I don't. Well, these people aren't you, are they? No, no. Huh. I assume this was made. I don't think so. You'd be a consultant.
Okay.
Excellent. And also, I shall bring some walnuts. And he just sort of grabs some walnuts and puts them in his pocket. He's learned at this point to just keep little snack items and little vegetables and things like that at this point around everywhere here and in the car and everywhere else.
Chow's gonna text back like, hang on. I hate this idea that you think I am just available at your beck and call. I am a business owner, thank you. I have responsibilities and work. And in the meantime, the picture cuts to him sitting out back at the Buddhist center smoking with one of the monks.
Already there. All right.
So, who am I picking up first? Marceline,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and then
Well, assuming you're not going to make her ride with Mr. Knudsen again.
fine. Yeah, I'll pick Marceline, then I'll pick Maya up. Ray, you said you were good, right?
Yeah. So I'll meet you wherever. I figured it might be useful to have two cars. Yeah.
And then by the time I'm like at Chow's place or something, I text like, "Where are you?"
delivering supplies.
Meet us at the community center? Question mark.
He's still sitting there eating a pizza now with one of the monks. Yeah, fine, whatever.
So as you, Chow, as you are enjoying your pizza and with the monk and waiting for your friends to show up. The monk is telling you about how the other day one of the brothers found like an abandoned backpack in the garden, and there was a goose that seemed to be guarding it, or at the very least it wouldn't let anyone get near it.
Goose. Okay, where's this garden?
Yeah, in the courtyard.
Chow is going to put out his his joint. He's just going to get up and wander over to the courtyard and peer over the fence.
Well, it's not there now. We left it alone, and a little while later it was gone. So was the backpack.
Really?
Yeah. We thought it was strange that Canada goose would just be by itself this time of year. They're usually migrating in groups.
Well, I suppose I can check things out a bit. But I don't like when people watch me work. So could you, like, make sure to keep everybody out of the courtyard for a bit?
Okay. We'll go tidy up.
Yeah.
Make some tea.
And that's when Chow's going to strip off his tracksuit. And he's going to transform into a moose in the middle of this courtyard. Excuse me while I get my costume on. Okay.
Okay. So you're a moose. Now what?
Yeah. So he's going to use the olfactory senses of a moose and investigate the area to, you know, see if he can figure out what was in the bag and why was a goose guarding it and where the goose might have gone.
Okay. You want to make an investigation roll for me?
Sure. We got a 2.
Sure. All right. So there's not a whole lot growing in the garden at the moment. Most things are kind of out of season. You see like some stakes where there were tomato plants. You do in kind of a little back corner of the garden, kind of behind some like stalks of corn, you do find kind of a little indentation where something about the size of a backpack may have been resting in like the fallen leaves and corn husks, and you do find some goose feathers.
Okay. Can I follow any sort of scent trail. I did forget to include the bonus since my Echoes of the Beast gives me a +1 to examination type rules.
Okay.
So
Okay. You kind of do. It takes you a little bit to kind of sift through the sense that you would like recognize from the various monks who have been kind of tending the space, and the goose, and there's also the faint smell of like women's perfume in the area,
okay.
kind of around where the backpack was, and then it like exits the space.
Does it lead anywhere
Just
outside
moves
of the
down the block.
courtyard? It goes down the block.
Yeah, it
Okay.
it continues down the block.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to go wandering down the block by myself as a moose. So, Chow's going to turn back into human form and gather his clothes and wait for the rest of the crew to arrive.
Okay. So, who shows up first?
I figure it's not going to be us.
Yeah, you've got a
So,
couple people
sorry to
pick
put
up.
you on the spot, right? Yeah.
Wait, who? What? How?
Who arrives first at the Buddhist center?
And I was saying, with everyone I had to pick up on my end.
Oh,
You're
I
probably
see.
there before me.
Probably. Well, if you let me know to go there, I thought it was because I might end up just sort of hanging out at the community center waiting otherwise. So it just sort of depends on. Am I at the community center or over at the Buddhist
They are
Hotel.
heading to the Buddhist Community Center.
Buddhist Community Center? Okay, they are one and the same. Okay, yes.
Yes, they are the same.
So that being the case, I shall head there. So yeah, sure. I mean, I've only got no one else asked for a ride, so that's that's what's happening. So yeah, we're heading.
You arrive
So, yeah, I'll definitely get there first.
with a tiny fairy dangling from your rear view mirror.
Oh my god. Does she favor a particular radio station, or is it?
She likes the station that plays like indie artists.
Oh, okay. So that's
She's
probably what we have
kind
on.
of a fan of Lila Mendelson and the Minor Talents.
Oh yes, I've heard. It's very, very haunting melodies they come up with. Almost as though they can shake the foundations of the earth themselves.
Almost.
Almost. So yeah, no. So we're listening to that, and so basically the at the Buddhist center or the community center, this dark gray Crown Vic pulls up, and you'll get sort of if Pocket wants to sort of ride, basically let Pocket ride in the pocket, and which is how that name came about, and we head over.
All right. So you arrive at the Buddhist Community Center, and you go in.
I mean, if there's no one out front, then yeah, I'll just sort of look
Yeah,
around for a
look,
second.
There's probably a couple of monks. Like someone will greet you as you enter.
Okay, so yeah, that'll
can-
basically.
Can we help you with something?
Oh yes, I'm looking for Mr. Vang.
Ah, yes. He'll be in shortly. He's in the garden.
Ah, very good.
We'll let him know you're waiting when he comes back in.
And he'll smile and go to wherever there may
Would
be
you
a
like
waiting
some
area.
tea?
Let's see. He'll say, "Oh, that would be very kind."
So they bring you a little ceramic cup of green tea.
Yeah, Ray will thank them profusely, and will actually he will, if there's oh, do you have something to stir? Do they have like a spoon or anything to stir it with? That
Yeah,
type of deal?
they set out a whole little.
Excellent.
A little,
So what I'm going to do is I'm
little
going to
pot.
take the tea. I'm going to grab like some napkins if they have any, or some just sort of I'm going to sit down next to this little table. I'm going to put the little napkin on the table, and I'm going to scoop out just a little bit of the tea in the spoon, and I'm going to set the spoon down on the napkin, and then sort of sit positioned so that my pocket is next to it, so that she may, if she so desires, imbibe the tea.
She kind of, you see a little tiny head. She's got a little crown of, they're probably artificial flowers at this time of year, that she has found somewhere. A little frilly dress, probably like Barbie doll clothes. And
we've been going shopping at clothes shopping at Toys R Us recently.
She kind of peeks out, looks around, makes sure no one is watching. You don't know who she's trying to make sure isn't watching, but then she comes out and sort of sits down in front of the spoon.
Yeah. I mean, Chow hasn't really shown up yet, but I'm pretty sure Ray could catch the scent of, marijuana and stuffed crust pizza, which seems out of place at a Buddhist community center. But they don't judge here, so.
Yeah. So basically, I'll wait a few minutes, and then if it comes down to it, I'll end up. I'll collect pocket and follow the scent if they allow folks to wander around in here.
No. See, there's, a couple of, different rooms. Like some of them are set up for like activities. Like there's a like board games and puzzles, and there's like quiet rooms for meditation. Follow the fragrant aroma. Kind of out to an area in the back.
So, like the area out back, there's like a bunch of milk crates that are stacked. That's where the pizza box is balanced on, and Chow is doing that Asian squat thing where he's just, like squatting in place and sitting that way as opposed to just sitting on the ground while having a pizza in a toque.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just basically very cautiously I will tap on the door, or doorway or nearest hard surface, to kind of just sort of to get his attention, so I'm not being too to intrude too much, so it's not too much of an intrusion, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm very busy here. Inner enlightenment. What's going on?
Oh. Oh no, it's just I don't think anyone else is here yet.
It's just you, Ray. Yeah, come on out.
Yeah. Oh, very good. How are you?
Doing all right. Heard a weird story from one of the monks. Said that a mysterious backpack got dropped over in that garden over there, and it was protected by a really surly goose. But then a couple of hours later, it just sort of disappeared. It's just waves with, one of the stuffed crust pizza, and you see like cheese dripping out of the ends. I caught the scent, and it's a path going down that way, a couple of blocks. But I didn't want to just run off and before everybody got here.
Oh yeah, well, we do get a lot of there's a lot of activity this time of year, and we get a lot of calls for a lot of things that as the the community it gets a bit rowdy as certain things are changing hands, and so it could be something perfectly innocent, or it could be well, it could be not. It could be darker business. It just sort of depends. I can't imagine how much trouble a goose would make with something like that. But and then he sort of stops thinking to think for a moment. He's like, "Oh wait, maybe quite a. You might want to check it out."
Yeah.
I suppose I can have a look while we're waiting.
Oh, if you want to check it out, be my guest. See if there's anything that I might have missed.
All right. Yeah. And I mean, timing being what it is, Ray will go out, and that he's not going to wander too far, though,
Yeah.
so he's not going to.
You find pretty much what Chow found. There's a little sort of the hollow and some fallen leaves and corn husks and some goose feathers. A lot of dried plants that are going out of season. Like it's a nice garden, but it is autumn, so
Yeah.
pretty much everything has been harvested, and they've readied it with mulch for the winter.
So just basically for a few minutes, depending on what's happening, he'll go briefly into crime scene mode and just kind of start figuring out where everything was and looking at the.
Does he do the Adrian?
Basically.
Does he do the Adrian Monk thing where he's just like?
He'll do a little bit with the hands where he's sort of trying to gauge things, but he's unfortunately he's not quite that adept at these things. Although he is a very good investigator, so it just sort of depends. But yeah, so if there's any more information to be gleaned, he'll from this just here, he'll try for that, and also kind of show Pocket the feathers and stuff in case she has insight on anything.
She can't really tell you anything about the feathers, but she seems very interested in the tomato plants.
This is true.
She seems very disappointed that they're not really growing anymore.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, yes. No, unfortunately, it is the season is turning, so it's as I'm sure you're well aware. So yeah, no, so should I do any CSI related roles here, or should we?
If you would like to, feel free. But
I mean, I'll go ahead and press the button just because I enjoy pressing buttons. There we go.
There. You find pretty much the same as Chow did. The only thing different in this case is Pocket seems to be expressing her disappointment, and she says something to the effect of, I thought they would have been able to fix these. About the tomato plants.
About the tomato plants?
Yes.
I don't think humans know how to repair tomato plants. In that they can grow them. I don't think we can fix ones that are already. Or did you mean to? Did they not grow them correctly?
No, they're
Okay.
they were gonna grow them longer. Not the monks. They don't know.
Were the monk? You're saying the monks were not growing these?
We were gonna when they weren't looking, we were gonna try to grow them back.
Ah. These specific ones.
Well, maybe.
I see. So you have you and your friends been out harvesting?
Maybe.
You want to be careful. You want to be careful with that. So there's a trick you can do to make them to replace them. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, we found some stuff that makes things grow good.
When you say you found some stuff that makes things grow good, is this like perhaps this wouldn't be like fertilizer of
Magic fertilizer.
Magic fertilizer. Okay, we're going to go back inside now, and we're going to have a little talk, just to see if perhaps, as it appears that perhaps you may have some insight that might be
Don't tell Mo.
helpful.
He thinks tomatoes are bad.
I would not dream of it. But we are going to need to figure out. Do you happen to know where the where the fertilizer is now?
No.
All right. Well, then it's out of your hands for the moment. We can we'll see what we can figure out. I'm just sort of going to collect pocket again, turn around, head back inside.
Okay.
He'll let us know when we get there.
Right about now would be great.
I guess from the outside we don't see anyone.
No.
By anyone I mean Ray or Chow.
Ray's car is there though.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray's. If you like look in through the window or the front door, you can see Ray just inside.
Hey, we're here. What's going on?
We need to have a little bit of a conference. Sort of try to head back to the room that that Chow is in.
Okay.
And, sort of when and just sort of if we get in there, just sort of be like, there's I have a little bit of a lead perhaps on some magical fertilizer. That's what they're looking for. Yeah, is that what they're looking for? Yes. That's what Mo is looking for.
How long have you been here?
Well, just about maybe 10, 20 minutes. Okay. So here is the thing. we can talk about it under condition that Mo not be told where we got this lead. Is that acceptable?
Who's Mo?
Mini David Bowie, the Fae that I was talking about.
Very well. All right. Okay. And I'll just sort of look down in my pocket. Okay, they agreed. Are you ready to talk about it?
Okay.
All right. Very
Fine.
good. I will get I will get some I will get some extra cashews on the way back home tonight for you.
Okay.
They'll basically get her out and set her down on whatever convenient surface there is, and allow everyone to begin the questioning process if they so desire.
Chow pulls the box of pizza away from the from pocket, looking a little guarded with it.
You can see she is definitely eyeing the pizza. And but you pull it away and she just kind of crosses her arms and sighs, kind of resigns herself to not having any pizza yet. And she explains that she and her friends were exploring and they found a supply closet with stuff, and they were watching the lady and she was growing plants like real big.
Where was this?
And so then they tried to swipe it, and they were going to try to extend the growing season of some tomatoes just to see if they could do it, because the lady did it and it looked easy.
So the fairies stole the box of dirt. Case over. We can all go home. That's it. Do you know where it is?
I don't know where it is now.
So,
yeah.
how somebody stole a box of dirt from you? Is that what you're telling me?
We stole a box of dirt.
Right, you stole the box of dirt first, but where did you put the box of dirt?
I don't know. It was here. Well, not here, but in the Never. And as this conversation is going on, you hear a rustling from the miniature corn maze. And you see the stalks waving and then getting trampled as some very long, very thick, very large tomato vines emerge, like grasping and pulling itself forward, and a very large, like a huge tomato, like the size of the biggest pumpkin you've ever seen, just emerges from the corn. And I think that's a good place to take a quick break.
Okay. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes.
am ready.
Hey, everyone, we are back. And I seem to recall, I would hope that I still recall, that there was a giant tomato plant growing out of a mini corn maze.
Indeed. Just freaking huge tomato vine just crawling out of the corn stalks.
Oh, well, that's all you, Marceline. And Chow is just going to take a couple of steps back with his pizza.
What am I supposed to do with it? What are you, like a monster hunter or something? Ray?
Well, I'm trying to figure out if this is a monster or if this is just a really big tomato. Yeah.
Well,
just-
as you
yeah.
are staring at it, it sort of pulls itself up on, its vines sort of coalesce into a vaguely humanoid shape, but like 8, 9, 10 feet tall.
I'm
hello.
fairly certain vegetables aren't supposed to do that.
That's either really good special effects or a really bad Halloween costume.
Oh, hello, aren't you a big fella? He says, very, very happily stepping forward.
You also notice riding atop the tomato's little green cap as its head is sort of hanging down from the long neck of its weird vine construct body. Riding atop of it is a very large green caterpillar with a spike on the end of its tail.
Why is there a Pokemon on top of it?
God, is that a bug?
I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this giant tomato. And you just see, like, she just, like, starts shuffling cards and just, like,
Pocket is
My God,
staring
what are you
out of
gonna
Ray's
do?
coat.
Read its tarot
Her
reading?
eyes are huge.
Whose eyes are huge?
Pocket just
Yeah, I
peering
think-
out of the coat.
Tomato, what did you do?
Oops.
Hmm?
I guess it worked.
I feel as though that may be a bit of overkill, if that is the case. Hello, can we help you? Do you want something?
The giant tomato construct just sort of it whips out its vines toward the lot of you, as if it perhaps is trying to grab onto someone or something.
Is anyone defending or?
Well, I think James is slowly pulling the what did I call it? The holy Molotov from his coat.
Don't blame ya.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yes.
Because I just realized this. Was I permitted to carry my weapon in here? Because I will understand if they did not wish that to be the case. If this is a a religious community center.
I don't recall anyone stopping to check you for weapons.
I mean, they wouldn't have to. It's obvious, basically, that I'm carrying. I'm sorry, I have not yet described this. That I generally carry a short sword, usually strapped I think probably that's short enough. I might be able to draw it across the back, but if not, then I'll use the sort of. It's usually carried at the hip, probably
Well,
somewhere.
We'll say no. They're probably familiar with Monarch Securities and
Oh, okay.
have perhaps seen you around.
So I've usually got like a gun and a short sword. So it'll be like, okay. So if they're familiar with them, then they'll just basically they're just sort of like, that's unfortunate. And I will draw my short sword, which gleams with sunlight.
It does.
Hard to shuffle with this stuff on.
And I think we should roll for initiative, which we're going to use alertness.
Seems like, oh, it's on my sheet. Okay, good.
This is exciting.
And if you do not have it as a specialty, just roll mediocre.
Oh, Jesus.
We're I think James is contemplating how much exorcism sauce he can make out of that tomato.
Okay.
Too soon. Too soon. It's not, but like to Maya, it would be too soon.
All right. So it looks like we've got Maya.
I don't know if I have a card that looks like that in this deck, but she is going to if the vines are like reaching out to like try and grab someone, she would like to use her ability to conjure wood to turn one of the cards into a large wooden shield.
Okay.
And I don't know if I have to roll anything for that. I don't remember.
It's your ritual summoning, right?
Yeah.
So unless you're trying to make it into like a magical piece of wood, I think it takes some time, but it will happen.
Okay. Is channeling I was hoping to use channeling to make it more like an instant thing, or is that not kind of how that works?
Channeling. If you're
Yeah.
using channeling instead of summoning, then yes.
Okay.
Channeling will happen instantaneously.
Okay. Yeah, she wants it to like if vines are reaching out, she wants a shield now. So she is going to like flip up a card and just poof, and it'll like turn into a wooden shield that she can like hold up to be like, okay, at least some of us can be protected behind this thing while we figure out how to fight this tomato monster.
Okay. So how big is this piece of wood?
That's a good question. How big of a piece of wood can I have?
What skill do you use for your spell casting? Discipline?
I believe so.
Give me a discipline roll and we'll see how big that piece of wood gets.
Okay. Please be good. Hey, it's a 6.
All right. Well, that is a fantastic piece of wood. It might be part of a fence that you have just put up between you and the tomato.
Nice.
So you might slow it down a bit, but it is a very large thing and it's still kind of coming at you. But you might buy yourself some time.
Okay.
Fortunately, the Great. Wolf Peach did not roll very high on its initiative. So Chow is next.
So Chow's standing there and staring at this thing, and he's just gonna sigh, and he's gonna start undressing again, but his pants get caught, so he starts like shimmying and jimmying, trying to get them to fall down, while standing in front of Marceline. And it's at that point where he's like, well, I guess we're just going to have to do this. And he's going to turn into his moose form. Excuse me. And
James
Wow.
connects the dots in his mind.
We know that Chow is a shapeshifter.
Maya's jaw hits the floor.
Turns out, Maya, you did not summon that moose on the soap opera set that one time.
Can we unpack this later?
Oh my god.
Okay, we are so unpacking this later. But where's that?
Is it the weed? Does the weed do that?
I don't know.
My God, I hope not.
I've never heard of weed giving people superpowers like that. What kind of weed is he selling?
Chow can't answer because he's a moose and can't speak English as a moose. That's just not how it works. But he if he can act this turn, he is going to charge right at the tomato wrist terrorist, tomato wrist.
Tomato.
So yeah, and
Okay.
do I get a +1 because of its size?
Sure.
Okay. Roll the 4.
Okay, so that is a great. So it's that is higher than its endurance, so it is going to take a stress. And is there anything else you want to do?
No, but it's one angry looking moose, which belies the rather slackadaisical vibe that Chow usually gives off.
All right. Ray is up next with the shining sword.
Yes. So I sort of look up and sort of we'll do that thing where you sort of the thing that they do on TV where he sort of twirls the blade for a moment in one-handed and just be like and just sort of looking where the just where the thing is coming forward and basically gonna lunge at the thing. We'll just kind of leap forward. Probably if it's trying, I don't want to slay it necessarily just yet if there's a chance of it not being harmful. Is it easy to tell this is like a construct, or is it or could it be a person? Is basically what I'm asking, just from the few seconds we've had to look at it.
It's pretty clear that there is a construct. There does not appear to be a person inside it anywhere. It looks like just a lot of really big tomato vines have come together to make legs, arms, head.
Okay.
Just
If that's the
one
case,
big
then
tomato for a head.
yeah, then I'm just gonna go for the head.
Okay. You can try. It's pretty high up.
That is fair. I mean,
Although your sword.
yeah, I could just send it there if I want to. I'm gonna try, but I'm gonna start by trying to cut it down to size with what I can reach, and then, if need be, then I shall send the sword to do it. To do it. That is fair. That is fair. So yeah, I'll just sort of leap in, sort of spinning, and sort of try to slice any major vines that are coming out. So if it, let's see. I think at the time I'm just sort of saying something in saying something in Norwegian to the effect of do not darken our doorstep. And because I'm attempting to use the sword in accordance with its purpose, if that helps, to bring light to places that need light, so that I hopefully will get the bonus.
Can I also add a bonus, because I'm pretty sure that's one of my aspects?
It is indeed.
Can I somehow help and give another bonus?
Well, you do see the sword when Ray draws it, it does light up.
Okay.
So so what do you want to do to?
I'm wondering, it's tough because I'm limited to wood, so I'm just like, I can't even reach out and add bonus fire to the sword, and make it a flaming sword.
Right.
So,
But it is a giant plant.
True. I'm not following your drift.
Trees are plants.
Trees are plants, yes. So you're gonna have to connect one more dot for me here.
You could try to do something to the tomato to slow it down,
Okay.
trip it up.
Some kind of distraction?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will let Ray do the attacking, and since Maya has already kind of done a shield of sorts, I think she will use another channeling to turn another card into arrows.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's almost like she holds up the card and that one has wands on it, close enough, and she'll just flick it and it'll just make a bunch of arrows fly forward.
Okay.
So then the tomato's distracted by the fact that it's being attacked
All
by
right.
5 arrows.
So Maya, you could go ahead and spend one of your fate points, and Ray, you can add a +2 to your attack.
Okay, awesome. So do I get that and the +1 from the wielding the sword according to its purpose? All right, excellent. And then let's see how this goes as to whether or not I want to use any fate points. But I shall attempt the roll first. All right. Oh, that seems good. I feel happy with that.
As befitting the sword of Freyr.
Yay!
Right. Yeah, no, just basically so the sword of Freyr arcing forward in Ray's hand will be slicing the distracted creature up as best as I am able.
Okay. All right.
Do I need to give you any further information on this, or is there like I forget how damage works. I think it's just like they roll or something. Can't remember.
Yep, I'm gonna check off some stress boxes on the giant tomato creature, and you are hacking and slashing away at it, and just slowly cutting, but surely cutting it down to size. And then it is the monster's turn, and let's see. It has been attacked by a few people, so we'll see who it's going to go after. It is going to go for Maya, and it's going to reach out with its grasping vines and attempt to grapple.
Oh no. What do I do? Is there any sort of like roll to resist, or is it kind of just I have to take a...
I have a 5 there. You can try to dodge. You could, so it depends. What do you want to try to do?
I think she will most likely try to dive out of the way.
Okay. So, that's probably going to be athletics.
Oh boy. I don't have that one. Okay.
So you can always roll mediocre.
Yep. Oh, hey, lucky me.
Okay. But you unfortunately don't beat a 5.
Yeah.
So you kind of zig when you should have zagged, or you dodge, but its vines are just a little bit longer than your dodge, and it manages to just get hold of you anyway. And now you're grappled. And it's just picking you up. And it's kind of, you feel the vines kind of squeezing around you, and it does not feel pleasant because it is very, very strong.
No, that's not good.
But it's like, it's not doing any damage yet. It's
okay.
just grabbed you.
Okay. Am I able to still do any kind of attack?
Probably when we come back around to your turn.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was where we were at. Sorry.
Yeah. Next up is James, and then Marceline, and then it's back to you.
Okay, cool.
Marceline, did you want to go first?
If you have something in mind, you go ahead. I'm still trying to decide.
Okay, does that tomato have a mouth?
It does not appear to have a mouth, but the giant caterpillar that's riding on top of its tomato head does.
The giant caterpillar had to come out of, maybe from a hole within the tomato. Is there one? I'm trying to find the tomato's hole.
There.
Say that.
Why do you have to say it like that? Because now that's going to be clipped.
always
Okay.
be trending. Because so I'll
Okay.
explain what goes on in James's mind is
Okay.
he has the kaboom potion,
Yeah.
but he remembers all too well the Mall of America,
Right.
and he wouldn't want to destroy the Buddhist community center. I feel like as a religious person, James feels kind of bad that there's violence happening in here. So he would like to put an end to it, but if that cannot be done without, if there's no hole on the tomato that I can throw the potion into to try to minimize damage to the property,
Okay.
he will try to goad it into following him outside. So we don't destroy the place.
Okay.
Or it doesn't destroy the place.
All right. Give me a real quick investigation or alertness roll to see if you're able to locate any sort of orifice or teeth bite marks on this monster.
How do aspects work again?
If you have an aspect that you want to invoke, you can spend a fate point to give yourself either a +2 or if you or like
Okay.
to completely re-roll if you can do it after the roll if you want
Okay,
to see
so I'll
if it's
keep it.
really
I'll keep
really
it for now.
bad, but typically the best use is to give yourself the +2. Mediocre.
Yeah.
You do see that some of the vines have, like, it's hard to tell because a lot of the vines have been like chopped with a sword. Some of the leaves look like they have been chewed, but also there you did see Maya fling some arrows at it.
Mm-hmm. I'll aim. Okay, so I mean, it being a tomato, I figure the arrows have gone like almost completely inside.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it has like a bone structure, which would be so
No,
weird.
it's just plant fibers.
Then I will invoke my aspect of the indelible bond that I have with Maya. And just as, we were in a lot of trouble with the ink monster, and also there was a moose on the scene the first time. There was a moose on the scene the second time. Except now I know why. So I'll invoke that.
Gotta be impact.
I'll invoke that aspect to make sure that I aim properly to avoid putting Maya at risk of injuries when that thing explodes. So the only note that I have on my sheet is it says +4 boom. So I guess that's the attack roll.
I guess so.
Because normally what I had in mind creating that potion was that it does a lot of damage. It wrecks stuff. I mean, it blew up the mall. So
do you want to treat that like a weapons roll?
Yeah, that would be weapons. I
Okay.
feel.
Okay.
With a +2.
Yes.
Don't fail me now. Wow.
Did it fail you now? Oh, no.
It's a 3. It's good.
Okay. So that is going to match its endurance, and you win ties. So you're gonna hit. And Maya's probably not gonna be in the way.
Okay. So do we treat that 4 as like a roll for damage? Because I didn't add it to
Mhm.
my weapons roll.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that is going to check off the last of its stress boxes, and tomato sauce. Just
Oh. Oh no.
nobody's gonna get hurt, but it's gonna be a big mess.
Oh. And Maya's in the middle of it.
Maya and Ray and Chow's right up close too.
Oh. Maya's gonna look down at herself, look back up, and she's gonna be like, "It's Diwali, not Holi." I know no one's gonna get that. That's fine. That one was just for me.
So, yeah, the vines come crashing down, inert. They might tip over Maya's little partial fence construct. You had at least partial cover. Maybe it didn't get as much on Marceline. But is there anything, Marceline, that you would like to do in the aftermath of this, since it is technically your turn?
One of you is going to pay for my dry cleaning bill. This is disgusting.
I think the Fae owe us a favor.
Okay, well, the Fae can pay for my dry cleaning bill then.
It's true. That is true. And sort of in the wake of this explosion, from around the other side of like the back of this like empty lot that has become the garden, you hear clang, 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 clang. Tall young man in a suit of armor, with a shorter person, with a jack-o'-lantern helmet under his arm. They come running through sort of a shimmering tear in the space, and you can kind of see into it looks like another season on the other side of the veil. It's summer, and they come through and it closes behind them, and they are looking very aghast and apologetic. They don't actually apologize, but you do see them wrangling the giant caterpillar and stuffing it into the pumpkin to be contained. It's big for a caterpillar, but it's not as big as the tomato head was.
Was the caterpillar ratatouilleing this tomato monster?
You don't know.
Oh God.
But if they are Fae, and something magic happened to make this caterpillar become giant, along with the construct, whatever magic happened to grow a giant tomato, they can't exactly have it like wandering around mortal gardens. So they explain sheepishly that they're going to take it back to where it can be properly cared for and not cause trouble.
Need to be careful with your pets or friends this time of year.
And Marceline, the tall one in the armor, takes his helmet off, and he's just sort of staring at you, like shyly.
Do you want an autograph? I'm sorry. Can I help you?
We'll take care of the cleaning.
Okay, good.
You're very pretty.
I know.
Okay, bye. Turn around.
So when everybody looks back at the rest of the tomato construct, you see the moose is gone, and but Chow is just sort of standing there, in his birthday suit, with his
Oh my god.
foot on top of like the remains, as if he hunted it down. He's Captain Morganing it, essentially.
Uh, hmm.
Good hustle, everybody.
Ray, as you're straightening your jacket, you notice that Pocket has flown
Yeah.
out of your
Yeah.
jacket,
I'm checking
and
to see if
she
she's
has
okay.
just
Yeah.
flown down into the carnage and has picked up a chunk of tomato.
No, no. Well, now be careful. You know how too much of that does to you.
Oh god, it's eating it.
It's perfectly good tomato.
And a couple of other tiny fairies appear and join her.
I guess at
One's
least they're
got
going to have. Yeah.
Puffy dandelion hair,
Yeah.
and the other one's got a sort of like long, sort of lemonade colored outfit on.
I suppose this saves them the trouble of having to go trick or treating later, if they're conscious for it. Probably, the least they could have done, he says, gesturing to the place where the rift in space was, is to stay and help clean this up. But it will just sort of turn to we'll turn to Chow. Do you have a hose somewhere? I can hook it up and start with this.
He just gestures down.
Yes. No, perhaps. I don't think things are quite that dire. Just sort of turn and start looking for a hose.
One of the monks turns the garden hose on Chow.
You're just making him hotter, so.
So, I suppose now is the time for the epilogue. So, in the wake of killing this giant tomato, fairy tomato construct, how do you spend the rest of your evenings?
I mean, I can go.
Okay.
You would see James at his place in his kitchen. A couple of pots steaming on the stove. As he's
You
just
just loaded the
whistling a
carnage
tune.
into your car that was already covered in plastic.
Can't really mess anything up.
Yeah.
And he has like a notebook next to him, and on it is like written and scratched out all the different favors he wants to ask Mini David Bowie.
Okay.
The two of them just vanished without a trace, huh?
Mm-hmm. But Marceline, you will find in your mailbox within the next couple of days a sizable quantity of money which will pay for your dry cleaning and then some.
I'm starting to like this Fae.
Wow, that's big simping.
One has a bit of crush.
I'm debating on Maya. I'm trying to figure out. You can't just say that. Jesus Christ.
That's why I typed it.
um. Does Maya need to worry about friend Dandelion showing up to eat her lemon and chilies again?
Hard to say.
Okay. Well, I guess she'll gamble and make sure she's got fresh lemon and chilies up there. Maybe she'll also leave a couple of tomatoes a little further away, so that maybe the tomatoes get eaten and not the lemon.
Well, you do notice that after gorging themselves in the carnage, they do pretty much pass out on Ray's passenger seat, and they will probably be sleeping this off for a while.
Good.
So.
Well, geez, in that case, I guess Maya's gonna go get dressed up and go to a Halloween party. Why not? after a shower.
Yes. And the rest of the night will, I won't say it will be uneventful, but it will be less eventful than this. It will be more predictable anyway. Anyone else have anything to add?
Well, I do have a thing.
Yes.
Hopefully this doesn't go too far. So after helping hose down the area, sort of clean up, and taking the little fairies home and tucking them in, Ray will then, realizing that it's going to be getting pretty late soon, that he needs to take something he has to take care of, he will head to the to the supernatural dry cleaners, where, after he'll turn in his suit so that he's got more than one, but then he will pick up some suits that are kind of realizes that are very important, that need to get to where they need to go, given what it is. So he takes the suits in this little box, in this big sort of box, that are and he takes it to the Monarch Securities office, so where he can hand in his biannual report, and at the same time hand over the suits, which he'll open the box, and they will see that it's his. Yes, they do very good work. It's for the very good work, and just in time for the transition. And I think the camera will see that inside the box, just sort of coming out as is for flopping out of it, is this big sort of red. The jacket has a red arm with a big sort of white trimming on it, and looks very festive for an event that might be happening in a couple of months. You'll just sort of leave it there for the minions of Grandpa to go and take it to him. of the person he affectionately calls Grandpa, who is the person running his company.
Wow. If no one else has anything to add, I think that's a good place to wrap our adventure for the night.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you all for playing.
thank you for GMing it. Really appreciate it. So thank you guys all for tuning in to this one shot of the Dresden Files and the debut episode of Elsewhere. Totally not a Marvel What If ripoff. Anyways, so I believe it's time to do our sign-offs, and I guess we'll start in the same order that we introduced ourselves, and so that use Jim to start it off.
Thank you very much for having me. This was wonderful. I really like this character, and I very much like the group that we have, and so it was very fun seeing them kind of go off and tackle this thing, just sort of dealing with all manner of fey strangeness, and it was an utter delight. Always pleased to fight giant vegetables. It's a staple of these things that one doesn't get to see as often as one might like. So very good, very good. So as for me, I'm Jim Ryan. I am a writer, streamer, and podcaster. I stream here on Twitch at twitch.tv/otherdoc, and which I shall put the link in there if I may. Basically that is where I do stuff. Right now, on my channel on Saturday nights, I run Invisible Sun, and starting next week on Thursday nights, my friend Sarah is running us through an anthology campaign of the game Sunken, which is an adaptation of Trophy Dark to do nautical horror. So basically horror out on the ocean, and we're all going to die multiple times, and it will be glorious. So I have that going on. For all other things, if you want to check out my various stuffs, you can go to jim.com. Thanks very much.
Awesome. And over to Leona.
Hello, my name is Leona. You can find me on Twitter at the Leona Maple. If you want to see other things that I'm in, I am newly on the Misfits of Space podcast, so you can even have a podcast experience. I play a mystic named Nam. She is very, very fun. One of the other characters that's constantly running around in my brain with Maya. And they all have South Asian names, so every now and again I go, crap, which one am I today? Besides that, tomorrow, over on the Dicey Amazons channel, and I will drop a link in chat, at 2 p.m. PST, we are playing a Halloween special game of Our Queen Crumbles. I say Halloween special, we're just playing vanilla Our Queen Crumbles, but oh, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna be looking a lot like this because this is the only Halloween costume I got going on for me. But I will try to add bangs though. But yes, that is what we are doing. Please do join us. It is going to be a wonderful, heartbreaking time. Other than that, follow me on Twitter for details about all of the other shenanigans I get up to. And I'll see you around.
Awesome. Looking forward to checking that out. And next up is Hannah.
Hey, I am Hannah. You can find me at Hanimation Art on Twitter or Hanimation Studios on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me mostly on this channel. I'll be here tomorrow and most Saturdays at 1 p.m. EST to play some Scion, Birth of the New Gods. And then on Thursdays going forward, yes? Simon?
Yep.
We're coming back?
November.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're back.
Thursdays going forward at 8:30 p.m. EST to play Sentinels of the Multiverse, both of which also have Anino in them. Woohoo! So lots of fun on that. Can't wait. Thank you so much for having me tonight. This was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for joining. And next up is Alyssa.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all of my players for indulging my wild Halloween monster. I had a lot of fun. I was very excited to show this off, and you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Shawltales, mostly just on Twitter, but we might have some more streams coming up in the future around the holidays, so just keep an eye on my social media and find out when that may or may not be happening. Yeah.
Awesome. And
This was fun.
yes, it was. And over to the host of this channel, Simon.
Hello, everyone. I'm Simon at Wandering DM, and tonight we actually soft launch the rebranding of our little community called Wandering Society. I will post more about it in the coming week, or the first week of November, basically, which is where when we're gonna do like the launch and everything. But otherwise, tomorrow 1 p.m. Is Scion, Birth of the New Gods. Then Sunday, starting at noon, I believe, is the beginning of the horror twofer for charity. So for Anino's birth month, we're raising money for races, and we're ending the month of October with the horror twofer, which is a two-part stream, I guess, of two different games. We're going to start actually with an interview with Chris Spivey, the designer and creator of Haunted West, which is a Weird West type of game, but is also one of the rare, I should say, 99% accurate historical game. Chris put so much thought and research into showing the American West as it truly was, and not the whitewashed version that we have on TV. It is completely different than what we were used to, and it makes it so much more fun than traditional Wild West. And then on top of that, he tacked on a bunch of monsters, because why not? So we're gonna have an interview with Chris. We're gonna get to, learn how this came about, the research he did, the partnerships with museums and other places like that, and all the like experts he had to interview and hire to like write for the game. Then after that, we're gonna play Haunted West. And after, so Haunted West is until 5:30 p.m. And then at, I believe, 7, we are going to play They Came From Beneath the Sea, which is a B-horror movie RPG, where we're going to play in the 1950s and basically play on all the tropes of these old low-budget movies. Of course, we're going to have like a bunch of giveaways during the day as well when we reach certain milestones, in addition to all the milestones that Anino had. So you can find all of that there. And otherwise on not next Wednesday, but not next Sunday, because next Sunday over on Praxagoras Mephoria, we are finishing our season of Blue Rose. And then after that, we're switching Sundays to Witcher, as something may very well happen on this channel on Wednesdays, but I'll keep everyone in the loop about that. You can check my Twitter, or you can follow the new Twitter account. I have the Wandering SCTY, because of course all the names are taken. So it's Wandering SCTY, which is basically going to be the account used to, shout out all the people that we're going to have here, all the games we're going to play and everything. So if you want to stay up to date, check that out. And that's it for me. Thanks for coming.
Awesome. Lastly, my name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. Had a lot of fun producing this. Hope to do more of it. Anyways, let's see, you can find me on the Weave the Tale channel this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the next installment of Pope World Build's Mutants and Masterminds campaign, where we're in the weird city and things got super, super weird. So tune in for that, as well as the other streams that'll be happening on this channel. I believe tomorrow night is a Invisible Sun night as well, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, over on Other Doc's channel. So, that'll be fun as well. Anyways, thank you guys all for your support in the Races fundraiser. I believe the links are in the chat. Excuse me. Anyway, Yeah, so as Simon mentioned, there are tons of nice giveaways for folks. So definitely tune in, donate if you're so inclined, and be entered for those. Um, I guess on the end card, we're gonna raid somebody. I don't think I have raid privileges, but Simon should. So
I do, yes. Do we have someone that we want to raid right away? Because otherwise, let me see who's up right now. Who's up and who's playing? Oh, Dimples is playing their horror one shot. So let's go and raid Dimples. Let me just warn them first. Just want to make sure. They're ending. Of course, they're just ending. All right, then we have Miss Magitek, who's playing in her D&D campaign. So let's go and raid Tracy. And we will see all of you tomorrow, I hope, for Scion and then for the Halloween games. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
night. Take care.